Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Leah Rowe here. And today I'm excited to talk about falling in love with boredom. So, I had a totally different topic that I was going to talk about today. But in the reading I was doing this morning, during my morning routine, this whole concept just totally hit me in the face. And I've been thinking about it all day. And so, I want to talk about it with you all. Okay, so I am reading, almost done, like 3 pages left, Atomic Habits by James Clear. Fantastic book, really great book, all about tiny changes, remarkable results, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. Awesome, awesome book. I highly recommend it. So it's all about habits, but in the book, I want to share some quotes that I read this morning that, again, just totally hit me in the face, and I can't stop thinking about them. So the first quote he says is, "The greatest threat to success is not failure, but boredom." We all have goals we would like to achieve and dreams that we would like to fulfill, but it doesn't matter what you are trying to become better at. If you only do the work when it's convenient or exciting, then you'll never be consistent enough to achieve remarkable results. One more. The only way to become excellent is to be endlessly fascinated by doing the same thing over and over. You have to fall in love with boredom. These quotes, again, totally stopped me in my tracks because I am definitely somebody, if we go back, when it becomes inconvenient or mostly when it becomes not exciting, that's when I tend to stop doing something. I really like things to be fun and high energy and exciting. And when they become boring is when I stop doing them. But I was thinking about this today. It totally makes sense. In our work, in our leadership, and in our life, if we want to achieve remarkable results, then we have to be consistent, reliable, and committed. We have to embrace boredom and keep on going when things get boring, because ultimately things will get boring and we can't just give up on them when they get boring. So then it made me think about this other book that I have that I love called The CEO Next Door. And so this book is fascinating. It's written by these two women who they surveyed over 17,000 leaders. So did like over 17,000 leadership assessments, like 5-hour long ones, and figured out the 4 behaviors that transform ordinary people into world-class leaders. So they looked at all of these CEOs, all these amazing leaders, and figured out what they distilled the information down into the 4 behaviors that transform ordinary people into world-class leaders. And like the creme de la creme behavior is relentless reliability. And that means you do what you say you're going to do, even if it's no longer convenient, even if it's no longer exciting, even if it's boring. You show up, you do the work, and you achieve incredible results. So it all started tying together for me. Relentless reliability, being committed, showing up even when it's not exciting, even when it's boring, and doing the work. So we need to fall in love with boredom, everyone. But things are novel right now in our lives, in our work. Things are exciting. Things are moving fast. Things are changing very quickly. There's a lot going on. But what about when this is no longer the case? What are you all, and me too, what are we going to commit to in our personal lives, in our professional lives? What are we going to keep showing up for and keep doing the work for, even when it gets boring? And that's what I want you to reflect on. I want you to reflect on and think about what's one thing that you want to achieve personally and that you want to commit to. And then I want you to take it a little bit deeper. What will you do to keep showing up when it gets boring? Because inevitably it's going to get boring. So think now, what is something that you're going to do to keep showing up when it gets boring? Then take it professionally. What's one thing you want to achieve professionally and you want to commit to, and what are you going to do to keep showing up when it gets boring? So then you did it for yourself personally, did it for yourself professionally. I want you to now think about your team and your company. What is something you want your team or your company to commit to? And what are you going to do to ensure that you all, as a team or company, keep showing up when it gets boring? Something that struck me about this is thinking about diversity, equity, and inclusion work and all the things that companies are committing to right now. while all this is going on in the world? What are we going to do to stay committed to this? This is not work that can be completed in a month. It's going to get hard. It's going to get complex. It's going to get boring at some point doing this work. A piece of it is going to get boring, as with all big organizational change. What are you going to do to make sure you and your team and your company keeps showing up and doing the work? Remember, you are all amazing. You're all doing an incredible job. I'm so excited to talk tomorrow in our roundtable about falling in love with boredom. So I will see you then. Sleep well, friends.